Will OpenAI scare Google with its new tool? How is Apple's iPhone 16 lineup selling so well? And will this squeeze out some extra performance from your AMD CPU? Let's find out. Why has OpenAI integrated a search engine into ChatGPT, which essentially allows it to access real-time information during chats? Well, competition obviously. With Google and Microsoft already integrated this feature into their AIs, Gemini and Copilot, and due to good old capitalism, paying subscribers get to play with it first, and soon to everyone else. You just have to wait your turn. OpenAI has promised to continue refreshing its AI training data to make sure that it serves users the latest advancements. They even promised to remove ads in ChatGPT, which is a major contrast from Google, which is like a billboard on every corner. The company aims to increase factual accuracy and transparency, especially with the upcoming US election. Speaking of Google, it's recently rolled out some fancy new AI features across its mapping system. Here's how it's really cool. Now, you can ask Google Maps for suggestions for a night out, and it will curate responses like your personal concierge. Need find a parking spot? No problem, here's a parking. It's like having a tour guide in your pocket, who also has your personal data. They've also added augmented reality assistant, so now you can navigate like you're in a sci-fi movie. You can also know about potential weather-related delays on your route. Google Earth is also getting in on the action too, helping urban planners with city-level insights. Imagine asking Google Earth to find 5 zip codes with the fewest electrical vehicle charges. I know I wouldn't, but you could. Waze isn't left out either. They've introduced AI-enhanced natural language processing for reporting incidents. Now you can just tell Waze about road conditions or hazards without fiddling with icons. Is Samsung copying Apple's homework? Samsung is reportedly working on a slim version of the S25 to compete with Apple's ultra-thin iPhone 17. The S25 series aims to release next year, possibly in April, and the device aims to offer a thinner design, but no one really knows how it will differ from the rest of the devices. If the slim model is received really well, Samsung might incorporate the slim form factor into the S26 lineup. Meanwhile, Apple's iPhone 17 Slim is rumored to replace the iPhone 17 Plus. This whole thing gives the vibe of how Apple tried to release a small phone, but it didn't work out. Now they want to make a very thin iPhone, which may not work out, but seeing that the slimmest iPad ever was received really well, we'll have to wait and see. But we don't have to wait longer for Samsung's extended reality device, which will come in 2025, which also feels like Samsung's response to the Vision Pro. The device will feature augmented, mixed, and virtual reality capabilities, running on a Google-designed version of Android and by a Qualcomm chip. But we don't know how much it will cost, but it will definitely be cheaper than Apple's flop. Why is Nvidia teaming up with MediaTek? Apparently Nvidia wants to flex its muscles in the ARM-focused PC market. The chip will be part of Nvidia's AI PC initiative, aiming to combine CPU and GPU capabilities into one super-powered package. For context, the CPUs will be similar to Apple's own M-series CPUs. The chip is expected to hit the market by September 2025, with commercial production extending into 2026. The CPU will be based upon TSMC's 3nm process, which the lower this number means better performance and efficiency for the CPU. Nvidia has recently been eating good from the AI and GPU space, but will that translate success in the ARM space as well? With competition from Apple, Qualcomm, even Nvidia? We'll have to wait and see. Why does Microsoft want you to pay for Windows 10? For $30, you can pay to purchase extended security updates for Windows 10 after its end-of-life event on October 24th, 2025. But it won't last long. This is an obvious attempt to sway the 61% market share to Windows 11. Because after that deadline and the short stint of security updates that you pay for, that's it, you're on your own. Speaking of Microsoft, it's once again delayed the rollout of its controversial Reco feature for Copilot Plus PCs. Initially set to debut in October, it's now been pushed to December. Reco creates screenshots of everything you see or do on your Copilot PC, allowing you to search and retrieve those snapshots through an explorable timeline. So it's sort of like a nosy neighbor. The delays are due to security concerns and the need to ensure a secure and trusted experience. They've been working on encrypting the database and ensuring that only Windows Hello can unlock it. Despite the delays, Microsoft is committed to making Reco an opt-in experience, so you can choose whether or not you want a digital paparazzi following you everywhere. Into the Apple news. Why is Apple spending $1.1 billion in satellite services? Apple just threw away a cool $1.1 billion to Globalstar to beef up its satellite services. As part of the deal, Apple also take a 20% ownership stake in Globalstar valued at around $400 million. This move is about making sure that your iPhone can send text and SOS signals even when you're in the middle of nowhere, far from any cell tower or Wi-Fi. They launched this feature back in 2022 with the iPhone 14 and promised it would be free for only 2 years. But now they've extended the period until 2025. It's like that free trial that keeps getting extended, but eventually you have to pay the bill. Apple's not done shopping. No, but may compete with Photoshop with a new app, as Apple is acquiring Pixelmet, a popular image editing software company based in Lithuania. Pixelmet is known for their one-time purchase model, a favorite among Mac users. However, fans are concerned that the app might eventually be coerced into Apple's own ecosystem. The price tag for this deal is mysterious and is still pending regulatory approval. Apple's upcoming iPhones will have some big changes. According to some juicy details dropped by the supply chain analyst Meng-Chin Kuo, Apple's upcoming 5G and Wi-Fi chips for their upcoming iPhones, contrary to earlier reports. Kuo clarified that the Apple's 5G and Wi-Fi chips are currently two separate chips and not an all-in-one solution. These chips are set to debut in the iPhone 17 and other devices starting the second half of 2025. The iPhone SE4, rumored to launch in March, will feature an Apple-designed 5G modem but will still use Broadcom Wi-Fi chips. It's like Apple is like, we'll handle the 5G and you can take on the Wi-Fi for now. The transition to Apple's own Wi-Fi chips will be gradual, with both chips being used in new products simultaneously for the second half of 2025. The M4 Pro is now the fastest Apple silicon in Geekbench 6. But don't get too comfy, it's expected to be dethroned by the M4 Max. The M4 Pro is up to 45% faster than the highest-end M3 Pro chip, making it the new king of the hill. Imagine this, a Mac Mini with a 14-core M4 Pro chip, scoring higher than a Mac Studio with a 24-core M2 Ultra chip. It's like a tiny car outpacing a sports car in a drag race. Starting November 8, you can get your hands on a Mac Mini with an M4 Pro chip starting at $1,200, which offers similar or faster performance than a Mac Studio with the M2 Ultra chip, priced at $4,000. If you want to save some cash and still get some top-notch performance, the Mac Mini with the M4 Pro chip might be your best friend. How is the iPhone 16 selling better than the iPhone 15 despite launching without its killer feature, Apple Intelligence? Apple's fourth quarter earnings report reveals a strong performance driven by early sales of the iPhone 16 lineup. The company reported revenue of up to $94.9 billion, a new record for September quarter. CEO Tim Cook highlighted the sales of the iPhone 15 was stronger than that of the iPhone 14, and the iPhone 16 outperformed the iPhone 15, which says a lot. And this is without the fancier AI features like ChatGPT, image creation capabilities, with iOS 18.2 coming in December. Into the gaming news, is AMD planning something big? AMD is cooking up FSR 4, the next version of Fidelity FX super resolution technology, specifically for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. They're throwing in machine learning algorithms to optimize performance, visual fidelity, and improve battery life on mobile devices. AMD's chief engineer is hyping up FSR 3.1 in the latest Call of Duty while dropping hints about the next generation FSR tech. FSR 4 is moving from its current methods to full-on AI magic, and AMD's RDNA 4 GPUs, the Radeon RX 8000 series launching in early 2025, will feature enhanced AI capabilities. It's like AMD is gearing up for a showdown with Nvidia next year, but as hope is in performance, not price, because my pockets, they won't take it. Gigabyte just gave some steroid boosts to AMD CPUs. So, Gigabyte just rolled out a new feature called X3D Turbo Mode for its AM5 motherboard. So it's like giving your PC a shot of espresso. This mode is supposed to boost gaming performance for AMD's Ryzen 9000 X3D CPUs by tweaking the 3D V-cache parameters. But don't worry, it's not just for the fancy new CPUs, it works with the non-X3D Ryzen 9000 CPUs and 7000 CPUs processors too. They tested the Ryzen 7 9800 X3D with X3D Turbo mode. It showed performance boosts of up to 3 to 5% in games like Horizon Zero Dawn, Tomb Raider, and Far Cry 6. It's like promising 35% raise in performance and then getting a 5% boost. Still nice, but not exactly what you're hoping for. The benchmark showed that the Ryzen 9950X got up to 18% boost in performance, while the Ryzen 7950X 3D maxed at around 16%. X3D Turbo mode is a major boost for your CPU. Just make sure your DRAM is in good shape, as higher memory speeds can be a major difference too. Gigabyte's teaser video hyped up the benefits of X3D Turbo mode, but the actual performance gains were a bit underwhelming. Still, any boost is better than no boost, right? Intel has reaffirmed its commitment to its Arc GPUs, providing updates on its next generation Panther Lake and Nova Lake CPUs during its third quarter earnings this year, emphasizing a shift from the on-package memory design in Lunar Lake processors. Instead, they're going back to the more traditional design for their upcoming Panther Lake and Nova Lake CPU, focusing on CPU, GPU, NPU, and I/O die. The Lunar Lake CPU is a niche product aimed at high performance and better battery life, but Intel realized it wasn't the best way to run a business. It's like trying to sell gourmet cupcakes at a hot dog stand. That just won't work out. So Panther Lake CPU is set to launch in the second half of next year. We use wafers primarily produced from Intel's own foundries, with some outsourcing to keep things balanced. Intel also plans to simplify its product lineup by reducing the number of SKUs, because apparently they had more variations than Baskin-Robbins menu. And while they're focusing on integrated graphics, they're not giving up on their Arc GPUs. The upcoming Batomage XE2 discrete graphics cards expected to launch later this year or early 2025. Keeping Intel in the discrete GPU game.